Alright, so this is the second episode of Doom and Gloom, and I'm Wormwood, and that's Ace Spade over there, twiddling his thumbs, amongst other things.
Yeah.
So we're going to actually start out with a structured show. Right now, today, I'm pretty sure it was today whenever this was released, because it's the first time I heard of it, but old Flappy Bird is, the creator is taking down the game, apparently, in quotations. He says, "I'm sorry, Flappy Bird users, 22 hours from now, I will take Flappy Bird down. I cannot take it anymore." Okay, and then he follows it up with, "Is not anything related to legal issues, I just cannot keep it anymore." and then he adds, "I also don't sell Flappy Bird. Please don't ask." And then his final thought on the whole thing is, "And I still make games." So this is apparently supposed to be big gaming news, because Flappy Bird was supposed to be the new Angry Birds. You know, it's supposed to be all the craze. And I don't really know anybody that plays the game. So I can't really speak on it. But who do you know that plays the game, Frank?
Just a few of my coworkers, and they like it pretty well. I guess it's time consuming, but I mean, there's a lot of other games you can play that you just dodge objects by tapping a screen.
Robot Unicorn.
Robot Unicorn, yeah. There's a few others out there.
Yeah, but I'm
not big on the mobile gaming field.
That's mostly because we've not really had any smartphones. I have an iPod Touch, and that's about as good as it gets, and it's outdated to the point where, like, Apple refuses to let me update my software. So I can't even play games on mine anymore. I can't download stuff that I bought 2 years ago or 3 years ago. So, but the guy essentially is made this empire of money, like all this cash he's making off of Flappy Bird, and then the strange thing is he just decides, like,
I'm done.
He can't take it anymore. Apparently it's drove him so nuts that he just can't deal with the shit anymore. And I don't know if it's because it's overshadowing anything he's done in the past video game wise, and he's kind of shocked that something as simple as Flappy Bird is, like, overshadowed everything, or I don't know if he's just done with life or what, but apparently dude's pretty freaked out about, going on and moving forward with Flappy Bird. So, now I know there was some question as far as the graphics and stuff, if Nintendo, there might be some legal issues with that, but apparently it's no legal issues.
It does look like Mario just a wee bit.
Well, whenever I first saw it, that's the first thing I thought it was Mario. So
I thought you were playing as one of the little, like, the fish there for a second.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. And then apparently that's not it. So, never fear, that's not it. Apparently dude's just...
here.
Yeah, exactly. So apparently dude's just gone nuts. I don't know, it sounds something like... It's like I mentioned before on Twitter. It sounds like something creepypasta-ish, where it's like, it starts out all innocent and everything, and then all of a sudden everybody starts going insane and committing suicide and killing everybody else and shit. So, that'll be a game you might want to pick up, Frank.
Oh. I deal with enough of that here.
That's a true story. But Last of Us is actually getting the DLC come Friday.
That's good. If you haven't played that game, I'd advise you at least rent it.
I don't know many people that haven't played that game.
There's a few. I know a good chunk of people haven't played that game. They need to.
Are they just holding out on it, or what? They
don't. We don't like zombie games. And I try to explain to them it's not really a zombie game.
There's a
horror survival.
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference, and I think people need to understand this. There's a difference between infected and zombies, and it's the one thing that sets apart, especially whenever, like, in horror films, people always talk about, like, quarantine and record and stuff like that, or 28 Days Later as being zombie movies, and they're not. It's like Evil Dead is more demon. But when it comes to, like, 28 Days Later and stuff, it's infected. So, it's not really zombie-ish. It's infected. And it's the one thing that sets apart, especially whenever, like, in horror films, people always talk about, like, quarantine and record and stuff like that, or 28 Days Later as being zombie movies, and they're not. It's like Evil Dead is more demon. But when it comes to, like, 28 Days Later and stuff, it's infected. So, it's not really zombie-ish. And those people, I mean, it's kind of iffy about it. But then if you look at how it is, I mean, it kind of is, kind of isn't. It's definitely survival horror, though, and I would suggest anybody that's into that kind of thing play it. I mean, it's actually challenging. It's not just running around shooting shit. You know, you're not playing, Left 4 Dead here. I mean, it's actually really well, the online mode's good too. I mean, that's pretty challenging too. I mean, you run out of bullets, you're left, fighting.
Anytime you run out of bullets and 8 things are chasing you, there's a little bit of oh God in there,
Yeah, it's like don't look back, just keep running forward and just hope you make it out before.
Run and hope for a weapon or a drop somewhere.
Yeah, exactly, or like a med kit at least. I mean, something that would help you progress, because it's not like you just stop everything. Especially whenever it comes to the multiplayer part, you just don't stop everything. Like, you have to find a corner and heal yourself, or find a corner and repair something, or add something on, like scissors onto a board or whatever, and
whack a stick.
Yeah, I mean, there's a sense of urgency with it. It's really good, but the DLC is supposed to be set before the main game. It's single player DLC. I think they were talking about 2 different DLCs, and I think the second one was supposed to be a multiplayer possibly. But the first DLC is supposed to be this Friday, and of course I got the season pass because I kept hearing like it was supposed to be a great game. I got it the first week it was out. I didn't get it the first day, but every time I'd go to the store, they kept saying they ran out. So I ended up buying it on PSN. So, but it's coming out Friday on Valentine's Day, which is interesting.
Enjoy your Valentine's Day with the one you love by killing things.
Especially, stabbing shit in the head with a shiv.
I love you so much, I'm going to shiv you in the face.
I mean, that's love,
That's true love.
Shiv the one you love. But, then, in WizKids news, with the new edition of D&D coming out this summer, they're talking about releasing D&D minis from WizKids, but they're pre-painted. And some of them look okay. They've only shown 5 so far. It's WizKids, so you don't know if you're going to get
good quality control with it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know if you're going to get like wonky eyes, or if you're going to get somebody look like the shoulders melting off their body, or
It all depends on the artist that paints them when they do get painted.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get good ones. Other times you get people that are just there to be there.
Yeah, I mean, well, on top of that, I mean, you got pieces sometimes where the arm's actually missing.
Yeah. It's all quality control issues, so.
Yeah. I don't know how they're going to do distribution, though. I don't know if they're going to sell them as singles or what.
Well, hopefully they're going to be sold in, like, either as singles for, like, $2, like they usually do the single packs of HeroClix, $2.29 or something like that, or $2.99. Or at least give us, 10 to a pack for, like, $16. That would be great.
See, it's D&D, so I'm kind of iffy about that, because I don't know if they're actually going to be like, okay, well, we're going to give you this many HeroClix for this this much money, and it's just going to be random picks,
Well, I mean, I know they're going to have there's a few new things they're coming out with. I saw something about like a dragon battle game, kind of like the X-Wing battles, the Starflight battles.
Really?
Yeah, and I mean, if those pieces look pretty good, I wouldn't mind to pick up a freaking dragon, just for a shelf piece. You never know.
Use it as a mixture with the Mage Knight.
Absolutely.
Mage Knight's old school. That's definitely
way old school.
That's way old school. That's back whenever I first started HeroClix. I was like, what the fuck is HeroClix?
It was dying then.
It was, because everybody stopped playing Mage Knight. Everybody's playing HeroClix. So I was sitting there like, okay, well, Mage Knight looks cool, but nobody plays it. And then HorrorClix, I think, should have stayed around longer, but they didn't.
Yeah, everybody wants HorrorClix back that I've talked to.
They had really good pieces. I think some of their sculpts, especially for the time frame, I think their sculpts were better than most of the HeroClix sculpts.
Well, with the horror though, a lot of people are more dedicated to horror. Even just doing stuff. They'll do a better job on something they're more dedicated to.
I mean, I think
there's more freedom with a horror click too, though.
Yeah.
Whereas with a hero click, you kind of got to, go with what's in the comics.
Right.
Close to it. With a horror click, you can just, man, whatever, and just let them fly with it.
No, well, I think even with the Freddy vs. Jason, they did pretty good on those. And, are a little bit straightforward. But I mean, if horror clicks would have been like they did with the BPRD starter set, where you could actually play it with the hero clicks, I think they probably would have done a lot better. But
you kind of can play it with the hero clicks. It just takes a little bit, and it's all different.
Yeah, well, you can probably play with Mage Knight probably a little bit better than you could the hero clicks because the point values and the stats. Because it's way off on hero clicks, especially if you're fighting something right now. It's got
10 damage, rip your face off.
It's got you're sitting there like perplexing and enhancing and everything like that, and then
it's game over.
It's game over for something that's like, Vlad the Impaler, which is an awesome horror click.
You'd be surprised what Vlad can kill if you play little cross games.
Really?
I have seen Vlad murder some 250-point pieces.
It's kind of like an Ashley I got. I keep talking about Ashley, but like the 18-point Ashley, I've taken out like Green Scar.
I mean, even if it does suck or die, it's Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah, he's impaling people.
Play Vlad the Impaler.
I mean, it's all good with that. I mean, you can't go wrong with Vlad the Impaler. But they had some really good sculpts with like their ghosts and stuff.
The dinosaurs are great. I'd love to pick up some of them, honestly. The Velociraptors. I mean, who doesn't want to play the pack of raptors?
I need Jurassic Park clicks.
I don't think they'd be able to do that. I think somebody else owns that.
Really?
Rights. I think somebody else does own those rights.
They got a game of it?
There was a little game of Jurassic Park. I don't know if it was a board game, but it was a long time ago. Maybe it was just kind of a weird thing, but you never know.
That'd be crazy.
I saw something about WizKids doing some Godzilla stuff, too, which, I mean, if they bring out some Godzilla clicks, I'd be excited for that, but even miniatures would be nice.
Godzilla's kid.
Godzilla's just fun. Doesn't matter how old you are. Just watching that's just enjoyable.
Didn't they? Yeah, they did the
Pacific Rim clicks.
Yeah, they did the Pacific Rim clicks, and then of course they did the BioShock Infinite.
Yu-Gi-Oh, dude, the Yu-Gi-Oh clicks. They're not out yet. They were supposed to be out this week on Wednesday. This past week they just passed, but they're not out yet. That's for sure.
It's like Telltale Games releasing when they're putting out the next episode of one of their games. It's like iffy.
So I mean, you don't know if it's going to be this Wednesday because they usually release on a Wednesday, or it's going to be a month down the road. You never know. Hope for the best.
The Yu-Gi-Oh clicks, I just don't like Yu-Gi-Oh. I can't get into Yu-Gi-Oh because I had a shitty teacher. That's what happened. I had a really shitty teacher.
I mean, they're all right. Actually, like the quality control on the Yu-Gi-Oh clicks, out of the starter sets at least, I'm proud of them. They did good this time.
I did like the Blue Eyes White Dragon is one I've seen, and then I think I've seen
their eyes are in the right places at least.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something to be proud of.
I think it was one of my biggest problems whenever I bought the Vincent Price Egghead. Is I was looking for it, I was like, man, it's gonna look like shit, and you can still tell it was Vincent Price, but between the mustache not looking like it did in the.
Well, what you do is, if you can go to a store that has them out and in the open.
Yeah.
Pick it out. It's nice. Or, hell, just buy like 5 or 6 of them. Just hope for the best.
It's like the mod one. I mean, I guess just mod it and make it look more like Vincent Price. Because the only thing that was wrong with the Vincent Price one was the fact that his mustache. Because his eyes were actually in the right place this time. And that's good.
That's always good. I mean, it's not hard to mod them either. It's not hard to paint them. You've seen that.
Yeah. Which, by the way, we're opening up a store for OA Spade over here, which will... aka Frank, because everybody else in his family's named Frank, does Hero Clicks mods and stuff, and we'll be opening that store to show off his customs, and you can buy those. We'll post a link whenever that happens. But I'd like to get one modded with the mustache, like it, because right now it looks just like somebody took a really fine brush and just drew a line and then another line.
I mean, we just take a better brush and just go on, do the best we can with it.
Yeah. I don't know if we can do a lot. I think we would have to block out the lines where they're black lines, and then go back in. And,
are they that bad off?
Well, it's just black lines.
Okay.
It's like, luckily, like I used to be a tattoo artist, and so as far as black lines go, they're like your worst nightmare. If you're trying to go for something lighter, obviously you're not going to be able to.
Acrylic paint can fix that, though.
Acrylic paint, on the other hand, is a hell of a lot better
over anything.
Exactly. So I mean,
white will cover any color you need it to.
So I think it's going to be one of those situations where it's going to call for that. But I mean, I guess we'll hope for the best with the D&D clicks. But I'm also hoping for the best because it's the next edition of the D&D game, and I'm not too sure how I feel about that, because on the tweet and twatters about this episode and how we were going to do 3 games that people might like to see, or at least we would like to see as next gen games. And the way we're going to do this is I'm going to list my 3. And old Ace is going to list his 3, and then we're going to come to an agreement about the lineup from 6 to 1 as to which one we would really want to see a remake of. So I'll go first here. My number 3 game, I'd like to see a remake of the Texas Chainsaw game, because it just really looked like you had a rotating penis. You were trying to track this female down. At least I think she was a female. It was a female. And you're trying to ram it with your rotating penis. And
graphics were not happy.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was, it was old school. It was back in the day, obviously. And I think, we've come a long way since Atari graphics. So I'd like to see Texas Chainsaw for one. And as my number 3 pick, that's how it's going to go. My number 2 pick is the original Metal Gear, because if you've played Metal Gear Solid 4, then why would you not want the original Metal Gear?
Bad.
Yeah.
To be honest.
There's nothing you could really say about it. I mean, it's the original Metal Gear, and for as good of a game as it was back then, I think if they did a remake of it,
just that nostalgia effect. With that,
yeah, I would even
graphic, just a pretty overlay and stuff. Man, having the snow on that first part.
Well, you know what's so great about that? If they would do it and then they would give you the original game too, I think it'd be a pretty cool pack. Like it'd be like.
I'd pay brand new price for that.
Oh, I mean, I would too. I mean, that's a good game. And then
throw us in some online with it, like the Metal Gear Online, and hell, I'll pay $80 for it.
You know what? If they would do it like Star Wars Battlefront was, only with Metal Gear, I think that'd be great for online play. Because I want to get in, Metal Gear Rex and
just run over someone,
just kill shit. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, everybody wants to drive a Rex.
Exactly.
At least once in your life, you need to smash a human being with a Metal Gear.
Yeah, I mean that makes it all worth it. I could die a happy man. But and then my number 1 is I want a remake of Batman Returns for the Super Nintendo, because I really like the music and the atmosphere, and I really like the movie. But I think having a 3D Danny DeVito as the Penguin would make my day. I mean, it's just, if they would do it like Arkham Asylum and just do Batman Returns like Arkham Asylum, I'd be pleased. I wouldn't care about anything else. Screw it, But I have a lot of nostalgia with that game. I spent a lot of time playing that game, and that was one of my favorite games as a kid. Next to for Super Nintendo especially, next to the Aladdin game for Super Nintendo, which I went ape shit over, and Mario Kart. And then there was Super Mario All-Stars, which is amazing too. And then they had the remake of the Pitfall game. Those were my games. That's what I like to play.
That remake of Pitfall was fun.
It was difficult though. Once you get to
I love that little mini game, that little mini spot you could get to where you could play the original Pitfall on it.
Yeah. They had that too. They had something like that on the original, on the first Ultimate Alliance, didn't they?
I think they did, honestly.
I think they did whenever you were. I think it was in the area where you could unlock Blade because he was in one of those gumball machines no, it was a crane machine, something like that. I'm gonna have to play that. It was a good game. I had Doctor Strange on it. That's exactly why I want to play it.
Yeah, that makes playability go up by like 100%.
I played like 4 times already. I just haven't played it in years because I was always trying to get the different ending or find out because there was always one thing I missed. I did everything except for I can't remember what objective it was, but I always fucked it up. But so yeah. Anyways, that's my 3 games: Texas Chainsaw, the original Metal Gear, and Batman Returns. So what's yours?
My number 3 would be Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Like for the SNES, and I think it was on one of the Sega systems too. Not for sure.
It was a good game.
It was. Just the music. The music just the music rocks.
The opening of the game is awesome.
The music and the sounds in that game, just when you're a kid, just to make you happy. And honestly, I have it on my Nintendo Wii because I bought it, but it just doesn't feel the same with that old Super Nintendo. And honestly, I'd like to see it either remade or at least reskinned or something. Give me some more levels.
You really need more levels with that game?
Oh yeah, definitely. I want it to be so difficult that I can't beat it.
You want Zombies Ate My Neighbors to be demon souls.
Zombies destroyed my Earth. As I slowly watched.
Be the DLC.
Like, I mean, nothing beats like a giant 50-foot baby getting murdered by a water gun.
by a kid in 3D glasses.
Oh yes.
Bullshit.
Try to save people, and you can't save them on the trampoline or something. It's just, why won't you jump in unison with me?
I got to jump over the hedge.
Yeah, it doesn't always work. Oh, I hated getting those hedges with the guys with the chainsaws.
Yeah.
Oh, bad day. Bad day.
I hated the shopping mall, man. That was my worst level. I don't know why. I just don't like the shopping mall at all. Period. Flat out. It's a no-go for me.
The shopping mall did suck. Dude, when the aliens started getting you was bad.
That's whenever you realize the game's just one big jumble fuck.
Oh yeah, that's when it goes from Zombies Ate My Neighbors to Alien Invasion.
What the fuck is this? Yeah, I mean...
Then there's mummies and werewolves and castles and vampires.
I mean, it got out of hand, but I think it's one reason my generation's so fucked.
Games like that have no unison with what they're doing.
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, here's this, and it's like, well, this just led the way for every single independent game you got out right now, because most of them like friggin' Hotline Miami.
Hotline Miami. If you have not played that, please buy it or download it because it is
sick.
So fun.
I mean, but it's one of those things that, like, you have the general story, you have the general gist of what's going on, and then all of a sudden all hell breaks loose and you're just like, what?
I have never killed that many things in one setting in my entire life.
They expect you to die on there, too. You get trophies for it.
I mean, any game where they tell you, just die.
Just die 1,000 times. If you die 1,000 times, you get this trophy. It's like, alright. What's your next one?
Oh, let me think real hard on this one. Because I know which one it is, but just deep down, it's a hard choice. But I think number 2 is going to have to be Smash TV.
Oh, Smash TV. I had comic books.
Big money, big prizes.
See, I remember I had the comic books, and I had them up until we got flooded and my comic book collection ruined. But I still had comic books with the ads for that game in it.
That game was so fun. I don't know what made... Just the mindless violence, first of all, when you're young. I mean, yeah. That was the most violent game I had at the time.
Well, at the time, I mean, I think it was the most violent, because I think it was before Mortal Kombat 1. That was a couple years before.
It might have been, actually, yeah.
I think Mortal Kombat came out, like 92 or 93, and then I think that was...
Smash TV, you're just murdering people with a baseball bat.
Am I thinking of another movie, or did they actually have a movie based on that?
They might have. I'm not 100% sure.
You know that?
I know you can get Smash TV on the Xbox 360.
Really?
Yeah, you can get like the old version of Smash TV on the 360, or you could. I know you used to be able to because I've played it many a times on the Xbox 360. But honestly, I want a new, updated, more violent version of Smash TV.
Yeah. I mean, you could get a lot more violent, obviously, these days. I mean, it's not.
I mean, I'm talking about, like, rated A for adult.
We'll give it its own rating. It's
going to have its own rating system.
Yeah, we don't have to deal with your bullshit. We're not going to sit there and rate it, T for teen or
they will card you to buy this game.
I'll tell you what's sad. They'll card you anyways for most of these games in the first place, and then it doesn't matter because as long as you have a parent there or somebody that's a little bit older,
yeah, it's
like the kids are still getting the games. If people buying them, and bringing them home.
Like, I don't mind for kids to play video games a lot of the times like that, like some violent games and stuff. But some things you gotta wait a little while. Like your 8-year-old does not need to be playing Grand Theft Auto 5.
Well, it's like I was telling you earlier. I mean, tonight was crazy night on Call of Duty Ghosts because
some people just don't need to hear that. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, and there's like a little 8-year-old on there calling this dude names and stuff, and then his little sister got on there and she's like, I'm gonna cuss you so hard, you just wait. And she's like, Mom, Dad, he called me an effing geek. And then she said, can I cuss? Dad, can I cuss just a little? Oh, can I cuss a little? I was like, what is going on with these kids, man? I mean, they've gotten to the point where it's like, I don't even know that they're actually separating what's a game and what's not because of the social aspect. You know what I mean? If there was a multiplayer Smash TV, I'm pretty sure it'd be fucking bad. And not bad like it would suck. It would just be bad socially for kids because kids would get a hold of it, and then they'll be getting on there and somebody will be slaughtering somebody with like something terrible.
I mean, honestly, they only hear me playing video games because the words that come out of my mouth in the first place are not rated for most people on this planet.
Exactly. I mean, so in a social setting, Smash TV with multiplayer would be a fucking horrible idea. But I think that's one of those games that if they would remake it, I think it would be best if they keep it single.
or at least in-room co-op, just like it used to be.
Yeah.
Like you definitely do not need that being online, or at least
But they'd make it online.
Yeah.
So
that's what sells nowadays.
Yeah.
Co-op games. I miss the good old days where your buddy sat across from you and not 700 miles away from you.
Contra. That's right. I was going to put that on my list, and I decided there's nothing they need to change about Contra. Just keep it going. But, so what's your last one?
Final Fantasy VIII. I know people like 7 better, and it goes back and forth between everybody, but for me it's 8 because, first of all, that opening cutscene was the first time I'd ever seen a game like that. Just completely blow my mind and be in awe of everything I saw in a game. Like, the next time I ever felt that was like with Skyrim. When I first went into Skyrim, it was just going crazy. And to have a Final Fantasy VIII game with just brand new graphics and just looking beautiful to the point to where, you're in that state of awe, it would be worth it.
See, now you know how I felt whenever I first put in Donkey Kong Country for the SNES the first time. I was like, oh my god, it's 3D graphics. I flipped shit, dude. And then
that cutscene, that opening cutscene, like I've watched it like a million times, no lie. Like I used to have it saved on my YouTube. Just watch it.
Well, I know for a fact you've seen it a million times because
I've probably beat that game.
Probably got count. Yeah, I mean, it's bad whenever you're sitting at your house and it's been years since me and you played the game together in the same room at work, and then you're telling me exactly where I need to go, and you're not looking at anything, and I have no idea where I'm going.
I can tell you where to go and what to do on that game from beginning to end.
And you told me what mission was next. I was like, what's wrong with you?
A lot of things.
Yeah, true. No, I mean, it's good times. It's really good times. I mean, the fact that, the game itself, because I remember on the back of the Final Fantasy VII box, they said that, talking about these cutting edge graphics and stuff, and then you see 8, and it's the best Final Fantasy graphics of that time, and arguably some say that's the best graphics overall because 9 was more cartoony and it was a different style.
It was fun, but it just didn't have the awe effect for me, honestly.
See, I was like it with 10. Once I seen 10 on PlayStation 2, I was like, graphics. That was like amazing.
Beautiful.
I was like, look at the lighting on that.
The trees actually move.
Yeah, I was like, what is this? I was so excited. I was like, what is this new technology I see? And then,
like, when water moves and it's just not standing in one spot, it's so great.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. But like 8 had a really good storyline to it too, though.
Yeah, I honestly enjoyed 8's storyline. And I honestly wish with Final Fantasy games they would go back to their roots. And it's an RPG, for God's sakes, but don't make it so linear. Give it some fun. I mean, go back. Let's go back and just remake 1 through 10. With new graphics and the same gameplay. Just leave it exactly the same. Tweak a little things that glitch and just do that. And I guarantee they'd sell more than any other company.
We'll see. The thing is about Square Enix, I think they're trying to move away from a lot of their like turn-based shit. You know what I mean?
But there's so many people out there that are fans of turn-based stuff.
Yeah, but see, there's so many other fans too that are just like, because I know on Raptor and I know on like Playfire they go nuts over like 13. And 13 was like it's my second to least favorite. It's my first least favorite, if I was going to pick one, was 12, which I'd probably get crucified for. But I mean, 12 for me, it goes down to, let's look at, do I have to wait for something to respawn in an area if I'm farming, and I'm grinding, or can I just run around in a circle and do a random battle?
Honestly, after 10, it's hard for me to even pick up a Final Fantasy game.
It is for me too. Like as far as the main Final Fantasy games, I still like to play the Crystal Bearers, and I still like to play
the little offshoots.
Yeah, and Tactics and stuff like that.
Tactics is great. I love Tactics.
Tactics is fun, and I really actually enjoyed Crisis Core and stuff like that. And I even enjoyed Dirge of Cerberus, and that's one of
that was fun. That was I like the take on that was just so much different.
Yeah, Vincent Valentine was my favorite character in 7.
I would like to go back and just actually have them redo everyone's stories the right way so we could actually get full stories on some characters.
Yeah.
Because bits and pieces kind of suck.
I'd like to get more story, especially if we're talking about 7. I'd like to.
Hell, with 7, I think what they should do is have you start off with each character through each story and end up to the end, and then start actually playing a full RPG from there on out of actual 7.
That'd be cool.
To where or when you meet somebody, you have to play their life story up to that point. It'd be great.
That'd be a hell of a long
I like 7. It's just not my favorite. But, I mean, that'd be, a long game is honestly what that would be. 500 hours in and you're halfway through.
I spent like over 250 hours on just 10. You know what I mean? I was trying to get everything in Dark Aeons and all that jazz.
It's worth it, though.
It is. Anima and 10. Favorite summon. So, okay, if we're going to list these in order, what would you pick as 6 out of mine and yours?
I don't know. Let's see.
I'd say out of mine and yours, I'd almost put Texas Chainsaw 6.
Just because the fan base is kind of...
It's definitely a more or less obscure fan base.
Yeah, definitely cult following with that.
Yeah. And plus, with the way they've done the movies, after the first one. And I like the remake and I like the beginning, but as far as Texas Chainsaw 2, 3, 4, and then they're coming out with, the newest one, which was Texas Chainsaw 3D. After seeing how bad they fucked that series up, I don't know that I would want them to do the game or have anything to do with it. Like Toby Hooper, I like the original, but I don't know about that. Okay, so Texas Chainsaw is number 6. What would we put as number 5?
What do you think about Zombies? Ate My Neighbors.
I can go with Zombies Ate My Neighbors, yeah.
I mean, there's other stuff out there now, like other zombie games or little, horror funny games that people would probably much prefer to that because, more options. Because a lot of people are just have more options now instead of just that. I can pick up a squirt gun, a pop can, and a weed whacker, run stuff over,
Well, that's one of those games I think that they can make, and they would make it like they did the Earthworm Jim game, or they're talking about it's in Greenlight right now. It's on Steam Greenlight for Boogerman 20th anniversary, and stuff like that where it's like it's not too far from it. It's just about the same. I think they'd probably do something like that. I don't think it would be like a full remake. You know what I mean? Like some Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
Or Last of Us or anything like that. I think it'd just be more or less one of those things where it's like it's going back to the nostalgia. I think they'd probably keep the same graphics if they did it. But for number 4, you got anyone in mind in particular? Because I got one.
I think Smash TV be number 4. I mean, it's fun.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, see, I'll tell you mine, and that's actually my number 1, which is interesting because after I sit here and look at it more, like Batman Returns versus Smash TV, which one would you rather have?
I don't know. I have actually never played Batman Returns.
Really?
Really. The only Batman game, no lie, or only Batman-esque game I've ever played was Catwoman for the Game Boy Advance.
Hey, we gotta get you going on some games, bro.
We're just gonna leave that with that, and
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna put down Batman Returns if that's cool with you, for the simple fact that if you think about Smash TV, and if they did do a co-op or I would even say online multiplayer, even though I know kids would get a hold of it and start, that'd be terrible, but I mean, it'd probably be worse than Call of Duty.
More violent than Call of Duty, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you know those knife graphics on Call of Duty, when those things stick in you, it's so believable.
It's gotten better with Ghosts, I think.
Actually?
Yeah, like it actually, like whenever you stick it in, like there's actually a hesitation, like it's stuck. You know what I mean?
Well, like when you used to stick it in, it just kind of.
Yeah, just go right through somebody. It's like you got a lightsaber or something.
Yeah.
But I think Smash TV, I think because of the multiplayer, if they did have it, which they'd almost have to, I think it would be better than Batman Returns. So.
All right. So, what are we on now? 3?
Yep.
Got 3 left.
We have original Metal Gear, we have Smash TV, and we have Final Fantasy VIII.
I'd put Smash TV at 3 then, because honestly, there ain't no way Smash TV is better than Metal Gear FF8.
I agree with that.
There's nothing like changing out your discs in the middle of the damn game.
Well, hell, if you look at it's like going back to Metal Gear Solid 4. I mean, you have to stop and let it install new data.
Well, I mean, that was great, though. I mean, honestly.
And the whole time you're sitting there watching Snake smoke a cigarette. And then he puts it in his thing and then he lights up another one. I'm like, you kidding me? I'm sitting there for like 15 minutes while this shit installs. And that's one reason I haven't installed it again. Because I haven't installed it on my new system because it takes too damn long.
Honestly, I think the reason they did that is just for the effect of changing discs.
I think so too, probably.
And to make you get up and go do something else.
Yeah, it's like, hey, go outside, you know.
Because honestly, if you sit through one whole playthrough of Metal Gear Solid 4,
with cutscenes,
it takes a little while. I mean, I've done it 3 times, and
with the cutscenes,
yeah,
the end credits are like 2 hours long.
I know. When I first got that game, I beat it on my own in like one weekend. Like I got it on freaking Saturday and beat it that day. Kind of in the Sunday, and then the next time, like the next weekend, we beat it again and watched it again with somebody else, and then somebody else watched it the week after. It's rough.
I mean, that's one of those games you gotta have patience for, because I mean, story's amazing in it and everything, but that last cutscene is 2 hours long. I'm pretty sure it's actually 2 hours long.
It's long enough to.
I know. I sat and got me a sandwich. And
like you could cook dinner.
You could
with that cutscene.
You could. So
Smash TV's a good 3.
Yeah, I think it's a good 3. But so what's next, though?
I don't know. This is hard.
Well, let's look at it this way. Final Fantasy VIII is a remake, obviously. There's nothing you can really do with it.
Right.
Versus what you might get with original Metal Gear, which might also be a remake. But there might be the online modes. The question is, does the online mode go... does it overtake Final Fantasy VIII's,
The only thing that I could see that would make Final Fantasy VIII better would be for them to give us a storyline where we could play as, I call him Cypher, whatever anybody calls him. It would be able to play as him, to be able to pick him from the beginning instead of Squall.
I think it'd be kind of cool to see his whole story from his point of view while everything's going on.
Oh, that'd be great. I mean, like a side story. Have you ever played it was a Lord of the Rings game for GameCube. I had it for GameCube. It might have been for other systems, but it was an RPG Lord of the Rings game. It wasn't canon, but as you beat bosses, you could play as the bosses and kill your party later on. Yeah, and that would be pretty cool, honestly, just to go back through and play like that. And it advanced your characters in your main story by giving them new weapons and drops every time you did it.
It would kind of be like how Resident Evil 5 had that DLC where you go back to the mansion.
Yeah.
If they could do that with this, then that would probably be worth playing. So let's say that for the sake of possibility that they would actually make that as a DLC, which one is better, Metal Gear or Final Fantasy VIII?
It's honestly hard to pick. But I have played a lot of Final Fantasy VIII in my life. And, I would love to go back to it and play it again with better graphics. But I could probably only play it maybe twice more like that. So I'll put Final Fantasy VIII at number 2.
I'll put Final Fantasy VIII at number 2 for the simple fact that I think DLC has a lot of promise on that. But with Metal Gear, there's a chance for the whole series to be remade if that first one would be remade.
I mean, if we want to go some Metal Gear, I think they should remake the original freaking Metal Gear games. Not solid Metal Gear.
No, that's what I'm talking about here.
Oh yeah, but I'm talking about like way back when, like, could you imagine if they made all of those?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if they started out with this one, there'd be possibility for all those to get remade.
You know what's terrible about that game, honestly?
What?
You didn't know you were out the other side of the damn barrel when you climbed into the box when you climbed it. Fucking camera angle.
Camera angles are terrible on that game.
Camera angles suck.
So here's what we got so far. All right, our list goes: 6 is Texas Chainsaw, 5 is Zombies Ate My Neighbors, 4 is Batman Returns, 3 is Smash TV, 2 is Final Fantasy VIII, and number 1 is Metal Gear. So, I think it's a good choice. It's a good list.
I mean, if we want to go hardcore, though, like, what would be the worst video game remake we could ever see?
Like, difficulty-wise, or just
no,
suck?
just you would buy the game, put it in, 5 minutes in, you'd be pulling it out and melting it with a cigarette lighter.
Battletoads.
Battletoads.
It just pissed me off. It just pissed me off is why. That's it. That's the only reason. It's just because it pissed me off.
Did you ever play the E.T. game?
Yes.
I want the E.T. game with 3D graphics. Nothing changed.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Oh. I would buy it just to be like, I'm the only person on this planet that owns this game.
You're the only person on the planet that would own the game.
Good. It'd be worth a lot of money later on in life.
Probably would. But with that said, coming up in March is the 10th anniversary of Ace's, one of his favorite video games, Monster Hunter.
One of my addictions. It's not even a game at that point. It's just an addiction.
So you're like a Monster Hunter master, are you not?
I guess. I don't know. Maybe a master. I don't know. I'm good.
Like how good would you say?
Good enough to kill anything in the game. On any level by myself.
I've seen it done, and it's been done, and that's actually what's going to be on this channel. So that'll be posted at a later date.
You get to watch me act stupid.
Yeah.
See, I mean, that's all that's going to happen. Because it might take 2 hits to kill, but trust me, I will make it drawn out and long just to torture the poor creature.
Yeah, I've been stuck in a game with him doing stuff, and I would do absolutely nothing and blow myself up. And on top of that thing's back, I don't even remember what we were fighting. I just remember
Lao Shong Lung.
I had one of those barrel things.
Dragon Bomb. You had a Dragon Bomb, put it on his back, and turn into ashes on the other side of him.
Bad, it was real bad. But anyways, so since it's the 10th anniversary, and since apparently this is supposed to be a pretty good year for Monster Hunter, there's been quite a bit of news for it. I guess I present to you 5 things, if you're a noob to Monster Hunter, that you should probably know before you even start playing the game. So which game are we going to be talking about here exactly?
I mean, as you go through all the Monster Hunters, it's basically the same thing. You know, you grind, you kill said creature, collect said object, and then, you know, build your armor and get better. It's more about it's more of a community-based thing. Like, you play with your friends, you enjoy it, you have some laughs, you get murdered violently time after time after time after time again. But like when it comes to the things, like the first thing you got to understand if you're going into this game and you've never played it before is killing anything in this game, in my opinion, should be a great achievement because, I mean, it takes a while to get used to it. And hell, if the first thing you kill takes 10 hits to kill or 100 hits to kill, I mean, be proud of yourself that you did it. And if you take it in that aspect, you'll enjoy the game a lot better. Just every little step forward's just, you know, an accomplishment. And like the second thing is I've played with so many people. I've played with them online, at home, everywhere. And people don't farm. If you're going to play the game, farm. You can't farm enough. If you got 999 something, get another stack of it. I mean, just keep going until you feel like you have. If you have too much, keep going until it's ridiculous. That's honestly how I play that game, and it does help. Friends, get friends. If you got a PS3, get the I forget what it's called right now.
Ad hoc,
ADHOC party. And if you don't have friends to play it with, get ad hoc, get you some internet up. That's like, get somebody to play it with because it's fun alone. You can do the whole game alone. It takes a long time to do it, but you really can do the whole game alone. But the real thing is just playing with your buddies and him not paying attention and you putting that large barrel bomb behind his back and sending him off a cliff to the last level and him having to load up again.
That's a dick move.
But it's fun. It might be a dick move. And he might hate you for it. But it's honestly fun. The third thing is... No, that's the third thing. The fourth thing I would think would happen would be... honestly, it's a lot... Most of the game is about timing. Just learning what they do, when they do it, little cues and signs. From rolling through a monster's attack and not taking damage, which is a huge accomplishment in a lot of people's eyes. And when they finally do it, it's just like, yes! Whether it's a fluke or not, it's just great. But just take your time with it and just learn, watch. It's like actually hunting. You got to watch what you're killing to learn what it does. And the final thing, like the fifth thing, is if you're going to start off and you just want to go back to the first one, all the way back to the first Monster Hunter. In my opinion, if you go back to the first one, you're going to be playing like some of the hardest Monster Hunter games with the first ones. And if you want to go go hardcore and play this game, and you go back to the first ones, if you can beat the first ones the way they are, because you're not going to get a lot. Like if you go back to the PlayStation 2 Monster Hunter, you're not going to get a lot of online play there, because I think the servers are shut down. But if you go back to the first Monster Hunter on PSP, which is Monster Hunter Freedom, which is basically, in a lot of ways, a kind of a port and a remake of the first Monster Hunter. You'll still find few people out there. I still play it. And if you can play that one, and you get used to that one, the rest of the Monster Hunter games just kind of fall into place, and they're a lot easier that way. So if you're going to definitely get into it, or try and play it, or even try it out. I mean, there's demos you can download online for free. You can get them off of, the PlayStation Store. I guarantee there's a Monster Hunter Freedom 2, Monster Hunter United demo on there you can get for free. Hell, you could probably go to your local game store, GameStop, or whatever you want to call it, and probably pick a used copy up for pretty cheap if they still sell them. Because I know a lot of people sold that game back when they got into it and they were looking for instant gratification. Because there is not instant gratification in a lot of games like that. It's bear down, grit out, and then 30 hours in you got this what you think's the best armor in the world, and the next thing you fight kills you. And just take your time with it and enjoy it. It's a game that's supposed to take a while. You're not supposed to fly through it. I mean, most of mine have the hours maxed out on them, and it won't move any farther because 99999 across that top bar will not move again.
Actually, I got my only copy of Monster Hunter from you.
Yep.
And I was terrible at it. Still am. Don't stop me from trying.
That's because you're like, I want to kill the big monster with nothing.
Well, that's my thing. I run in like I'm Wolverine. I'm trying to just run in and demolish everything. Instead of,
that thing's just like
Yeah,
go away.
Yeah, and then there's pink monkeys slinging shit at me and stuff.
Hey.
Well, that's enough of that. But
pink monkeys.
On that note, we are
we're probably like an hour now.
Probably.
That's a good long one.
It was a pretty good long episode. So, with that said, pink monkeys throwing shit. We'll see you next episode where we'll be talking about
elitists.
Elitists. We'll be talking about elitists and elitists. There's other stuff. I mean, it's one of those things where you fly by the seat of your pants until probably a day or two before. So, but again, signing out. Don't die, and if you do, make it interesting.
Oh yes, if you do, go in a funny position.
Yeah, make it unique.